Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining in today as we bring you episode 2 of Live Chats at OBLC. Hi, I'm Anisha from Oman Book Lovers Club. Before we get started, a quick introduction. Oman Book Lovers Club was founded for the sheer love for books and reading, to borrow, share, exchange books, and meet fellow book lovers. And since then, it has transitioned into so much more. It has been an enriching experience connecting book lovers across Oman. The Facebook group is 900 members strong, each member book lover residing in Oman, connecting anyone and everyone who belongs to the world of books and love for reading in Oman. Today we are here with Saniya Chughdai as we bring you the episode 2 of season 1 of Live Chats at OBLC. It began with a small idea, an endeavor to bring value to the members and the literary community in some way, little or small. And then, as days and weeks went by, it kept shaping into something more and more concrete and structured. And here we are, bringing you season 1 of Live Chats at OBLC. Today is episode 2. Allow me to introduce Saniya briefly. Saniya Chughdai is the CEO and founder of the Wadi Tribe, a children's edutainment brand, teaching kids emotional intelligence through fun and unique characters. Saniya is also a philanthropist, serial entrepreneur, business consultant, interior architect, and international designer. She recently ventured into filmmaking, making a short documentary titled The Story of the Storyteller. She loves reading, telling stories, and traveling. Her favorite pastime is spending time with children. She's high on life. A few key highlights about Saniya: appeared on design show House on Irish national television for several seasons. Won People's Choice Award in Index Exhibition, Dubai for contemporary Majlis design. She has written 8 successful children's books under the series Adventures of Chi and Day. Tack and the Cosantha won the Viewer's Choice Award by TCK Publishing. TWT reached finals in Richard Branson's Womb 2016 competition. Her short documentary, The Story of the Storyteller, won at the Geotech Short Film category at the Muscat International Film Festival 2016 in Oman. It's time to bring Saniya on and talk to her.
Hi,
Hi,
everyone.
Saniya. Hi, Saniya. Really nice to have you here, and thank you for taking the time out.
It's my pleasure to be on Oman Book Lovers Club.
Saniya, I have shared a brief introduction of yourself, but I would request you to add from your side. Tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are.
Well, that was a very nice introduction. Thank you very much, Anisha, for that as well. I suppose I've been an author ever since I've been like 9 years old. And my love of storytelling comes from my father telling us stories at night. You know, we would always be like, can you tell us more? So he had to be creative and use his imagination. And I remember writing a story at the age of 9, and Dad printed it out and bound it for me. And I thought I was a published author then, but there was only one
Wow.
copy. And then it just kind of, because I'm the eldest in my cousins from both the sides, I was the unofficial babysitter, which meant that I had kids around me all my life. So I'd sit and tell them stories and make them up. Most of them were made up, 99%. I think that was the seed of me as a storyteller. And eventually I just put pen to paper then.
Lovely. How lovely is that? You this journey as an author is really interesting. But we would like to now hear a little bit more about the journey as a published author. What inspired you? Of course, the childhood story is just what you shared. But what inspired you to tread this path professionally just a few years ago? And when did you switch to it as a full-time profession? And what does it really take to be a published author? That's something that our audience took a lot of interest in the live chat. So that's something I would like to know. What made you switch to it as a full-time profession, leaving behind your flourishing career as an international architect and interior designer?
I call myself a natural storyteller, but an accidental author. It just happened that a child had asked me, are my stories real? And I remember going back into the office and asking somebody there that, can you draw some cartoons for me, because we were doing interior architecture anyways. And before I knew it, the book was out, and they were sold out even before I went to schools. And I thought it was done and dusted with, but the kids kept on coming back and they say, well, what's the next G&A book? And I was like, never. Eventually I got around to it. And by the time I wrote the second book, I was bitten by the writing bug and couldn't stop. The publishing world was very fascinating for me. There's two routes that you can take. There's one of the self-publishing and then one of the regular publishing. The regular publishing is obviously quite long, and you have to wait till you get a yes from one of the publishers. Self-publishing kind of suited me because my books were sold out even before I'd gone into print. So I went down that route. Eventually, we started the Wadi Tribe Publishing House, and we have an imprint called the Matt Pencil where we help people publish their books. We would offer full services A to C, right from illustration, editing to putting it up on Amazon, whether it's print Amazon or ebook Amazon, which is where all the ebooks that I've written are on Amazon as well.
All right. I would like you to say hello to Matt Jardin. He is coming on episode 4 of our live chats. This is the question he would like to ask. Do you self-publish or do you traditional publish? Part of which you've
Hi.
spoken about. But
Yeah. Hi, Matt. Nice to see you over here, and good luck with your session as well. So it started as self-publishing, but we have a full Wadi Tribe Publishing House now. So there's a good, strong team that we have there, which has several editors, illustrators, and designers as well. So like I said, we do help a lot of people who want to get into publishing themselves as well, or want to become an author.
right. So tell us about the kind of books. I mean, we know about the Q&A, but the story. What is the aim of the storytelling, and what has been the inspiration behind them, behind each book, the stories, the characters? What's been the inspiration?
Well, my books are all aimed 11 years younger, right? So it's like literally from 2 to 11 years. And because the Wadi Tribe is based around edutainment, meaning it's education plus entertainment, we focus on emotional intelligence. In, I suppose, the professional circles, they will say EQ, emotional quotient / emotional intelligence / mental well-being / mindfulness, all taught through social and emotional learning. So all my books would have that. But the foremost is the imagination and the storytelling in the books, in my head, I see the movie of the books. It's almost like I'm watching something in my head and writing it down. And sometimes my fingers can't keep up with the movie that's in my head. There's a lot of, it's all fictional. There's a lot of fun characters, which I absolutely love creating. But the main key message all the way through is social emotional learning and emotional intelligence.
Yeah, I just finished reading and I just posted a review today. I love the names of the characters. So, I mean, and you almost say it aloud in your head while reading. Is the sound of them is so adorable. So, talking about the characters, shaping or developing animal characters, I believe, is trickier than human ones because there's an animal who has an interesting characteristic and then you're putting a human character into the animal. So tell us a bit about both Wadi Tribe characters in the Q&A series and the process of developing them, the journey.
So the Q&A series, you have two characters, a chimpanzee and a dolphin. I love the juxtaposition of two different characters as well. Like it's very unusual. You have one land animal and the other one is sea animal,
Yeah.
And for
And
me,
dolphin travels in the water in the side carriage. So that's
and there's lots of things. Like in the first book as well, there's a particular date. I think it's the yellow one with the purple polka dots in it. If you eat it, then you can breathe on land as well. So for me, I love to push the imagination because I do believe that imagination goes into creativity. Creativity leads into innovation. And innovation is the crux for economic growth of any country as well. If we didn't have imagination, we'd still be walking and not flying, So I love that part. I love creating characters and giving them personalities. That, to me, is the most fun part. Once I have that, it's easy for me to play around and tell them the stories. It's almost like then if you have the name and the personality and you give them habits and friends as well, then the story sort of evolves automatically. Because, say, for example, Chi, the chimpanzee, is quite cheeky. So there's a situation, I know exactly how it's going to react to a certain problem, whether he's going to be irritable or he's going to jump around. And Day would have a certain personality as well. So for me, the character development comes first, and I love it. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, yeah. So you do you think any of the characters take after you or any inspiration from people close to you? Because you did
um,
mention in our last chat that some of the characters draw inspiration from your friends. So tell us more about that.
all my characters, especially in the Wadi tribe, we've got 28 characters, bar one, the little fish. All of them are based on family and friends. And it started out of boredom where I'd be sitting in meetings and the people would start turning into animals with me. And I had to get out of my head thinking once it's out, I won't be turning human beings into animals. But it didn't stop there. I have to really catch myself at times, whether it's a family gathering or a meeting, to start creating human beings into animal characters. I'm in there as well, but I'm going to let the viewers try to figure out. It should be an easy one. But I'm definitely in the Wadi tribe as well. If you look at the big poster, have a look and see whether you can recognize me there. Um,
My my guess would be the dolphin, but I'm yet to read more books to be able to be sure.
yeah, so the Day the Dolphin, yeah, there is elements of me in there. But what I tend to do is I tend to take the energy of the person rather than the actual physicality of a human being, and
Of
I play
course.
with the energy and then turn that into an animal. Yes, a day would be quite close to me. Yes, like there would be a starting point to it, but there's one which would be in the Wadi tribe itself. When you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, that's definitely been inspired by Sanya.
So I have to read the remaining books to know, figure out better. So let's talk about your latest book. Tack in the Crook Park is the latest book, right?
Yeah, so Tack plays in Croke Park. Croke Park is the biggest stadium up in Ireland as well, where they have all the Gaelic Athletic Association games, mainly football and hurling. And hurling would be very close to hockey, except it's played in the air. And it's actually the
Mhm.
start of a lot of games as well. So from hurling, you would have hockey as we know it, ice hockey, and
Hmm.
shinty as well. So it's the start of many, many different games as we know it now. But it was an ancient warrior sport, and then eventually it became the game of hurling. So fascinated with it. It's aimed for ages 4 to 4 years plus. I have a book over here. It's actually in two languages now. It's in English and Irish. I personally love the illustration for this book as well. You can have a look there.
Uh,
I can show it to you
Very
more easily.
nice.
Yeah, and again, like speaking the way that I had Day and uh, Day the dolphin and Chi the chimpanzee in here, I have little turtles over here playing with Grogok, who is 5 times this size. So Tack can't even see over the Grogoks, let alone playing the match. And I remember writing, I was like, what was I thinking? Um, but he tends to figure out how to play and even score against the Grogoks. And that's where the social and emotional learning comes in, because
Yeah.
Tack's natural emotion is to be afraid of things.
Hmm.
And in the book, the coach sort of teaches him how to reshift his focus to something he's more comfortable at to get over the fear, which, you know
Hmm.
what, even us as adults can use that lesson as well. It's a very powerful message in the book as well, besides a good story.
I'm looking forward to reading this one for sure. So let's talk about all the previous books. Let's tell us about the stories and the messaging in them a little bit.
Right. So the Chi and Day books, it's a 5 book series. You can get it in the box set as well. I have it over here. Personally love the box set. There's something about it which knows that you read the whole series, So
I
this is
have two of them.
brilliant, brilliant. That's good to know. This is not the only box set. I know a lot of people are like, well, when are we going to read more about Chi and Day? I will be writing, because I know I have a lot of fans up in Muscat as well. So, a
Yeah.
couple of things with this book, I think, Anisha, that's very important for people to know is, firstly, all my books have spot UV, where the lettering is raised a little bit as well. And I love telling my young readers, just close your eyes and go over the letters with your sibling or your parent. It's a lovely memory, because reading by yourself or reading with somebody, it's connecting, it's bonding,
Yeah.
and creating a memory in a string of what we call life. And there's nothing like actually having a physical book, especially a new one, when you hear the
Absolutely.
page turning and the smell of it. So all my books would have a map in the beginning, which is, I think, very, very key.
Yes.
This is all coming from the kids. So you'll have a map. So if you get lost during the book, you can always go back and have a look. And because there's so many new characters, there's a glossary at the back as well. So the kids can always go back and have a look at that.
Yeah.
Plus, the Chi series are actually coloring books. You can see that I've got spot shading,
Yes.
which means we only use two colors in
Yeah.
each book, and in this
Yeah.
one it's green and red. So the rest is for the kids to color. It can take crayons and coloring pencils, markers maybe not, because the inner paper that's an art paper, and it's quite thick as well. So that's important to know. The story revolves around Chi and Day and CP Train, which is a centipede train. But because Chi is afraid of centipede, we sort of shorten and call it the CP Train. And wherever CP Train takes you, there's an adventure which Chi and Day have to solve. And they meet all these lovely, amazing little characters.
Yeah. In fact, when I was reading the book, I also saw the illustrations, and I just, it was that the simplicity was quite intriguing for me. And now I realize the illustrations are intentionally in two color so that the children can use it for coloring. So that's really a very interesting way of engaging kids, honestly. I'm
Yeah. And
sure
you
kids
know what?
will.
It helps kids to de-stress as well, way before the coloring books came out, for the adults. Chi and Day started before that. And if a child is getting anxious or they're finding difficult to read the book, because they are text heavy deliberately to push the reader a bit more.
Hmm.
But if the child just wants to color, not only are they de-stressing, but also what happens is that because of the focus, they start creating their own story as well, just by looking at the illustration. A child play
Yeah.
comes into, and that's very, very important to spark that imagination in a young mind. And once you
Yes.
open that imagination, you can't switch it off for the rest of their life as well, which I'd be very inclined to push. For me, the magic word in all my storytelling session is the word imagination.
Wow. No, I totally agree. I totally agree. Like you said, imagination is what leads to innovation, and that's what leads the country to grow. So, yes, that's a very important skill for the young minds to be developed. So, I would like to understand how and when was the Wadi tribe as a concept and as a company born? So, the storybooks inspired the Wadi tribe, or was it vice versa?
No, so Chi and Day and the Wadi Tribe were happening on the side. It was something I was doing, I suppose, to pass my time. I never thought it would become a full-time company. I just love playing with the whole cartoons and stuff. And I'm naturally drawn to children, as you were saying in my intro as well. I love sitting with children. Perhaps with all this babysitting growing up, all the cousins, and boy, geez, there were a lot of cousins. Um, so that's where it was happening on the side. But 2 years ago, it just got really, really big. There was so many opportunities knocking on my door with the Wadi Tribe as an entertainment company. So I parked the interior architecture company, Pulse of Life Design House. Having said that, I still do some projects there, depending on if they're interesting or big or small, as long as they're different and unusual. I love to sink my teeth into it. So the Wadi Tribe, it did start as a concept in Muscat, but it became official over here 2 years ago,
Right.
back in 2018, just before COVID.
All right, right. You have lived in Muscat before. Now you're living in the UAE.
Yes, I've lived in Muscat, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, and also curious about the Oman, Ireland, Pakistan connection. So, Oman, of course, you lived here, and that's where the concept was born. But the stories talk a lot about the Irish heritage, the culture, the traditional sports. So, so. What is your aim or goal to, just if you could talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so I'm originally from Pakistan and very proud Pakistani. I've been raised and brought up over there. Then I moved to Ireland as a young girl. I think I was 21. Back in 1996, I was there. And that became home as well. I do consider both the countries my home. There's a heartbeat to both the lands that I resonate with. And I'd be the sort of person, if I connect to the land, you're like, okay, well, I belong there rather than just one place. Earth is a very big place. Um,
Okay.
so yeah, sometimes it's not deliberate that some of the culture bleeds into it. It's to do with
Okay.
my imagination. Like I love the aspect of the game hurling. It's not only a great sport to play, but it's also a great sport to watch. It's a spectator sport, especially when you have the hurlings clash together. The sounds, you react to it.
Yeah.
very intensely as well. And I love that. So I'd love for people to go and watch it. I think there might be a hurling club up in Muscat as well.
Is it now?
Look at, yeah, for yeah, have a look. The GA community is quite strong over there, and very strong over here in UAE as well. We have several hurling clubs for kids and adults over here as well. It's definitely a game where you could get a bunch of people together and go watch it. You won't be disappointed. I am writing a series about Chiende going to different parts of Pakistan as well, but more focusing on
Wow.
the endangered animals over there and the culture. Like I have one called Punjabi pangolin. I don't know
Oh,
if
wow.
yeah, I don't know if people know that we have pangolins. There's snow leopards, there's blind dolphins and stuff, which is fascinating for me as well to discover
Yeah.
the vast range of animals that we have in that region. And I wanted to give it a local feel, hence calling my pango the Punjabi pangolin. And I just love that story. Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can see, like he's wearing the shawl, and you'll see characters, goats as well, who wearing
Oh,
dhotis
adorable.
and drinking lassis and nimu pani, those kind of things as well. So,
There has to be some Punjabi parathas with makhan also there.
oh, I completely forgot about that. Yeah, no, there's no parathas in the stories. Well, next one.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys can eat a paratha while you're reading the story.
Yeah, we must do that. The Punjabi character will definitely inspire that instinct.
Yeah. Oh, and yeah, there's a bit of cricket in that book as well. So, especially with the
Oh,
season as well, the T20 season.
yeah.
Yeah, towards the end, there's a bit of
And
cricket that
cricket
comes
is
into the
like
book.
the lifeline of Pakistan and as well India.
Yeah, I know. Like I think all our discussion should be on the pitch. We'd have a definite result, and I love the game.
Absolutely, absolutely. The same here. I mean, all cricket fans in the house too. So let's talk about your latest launch, the merchandise. They look amazing. How was the idea inspired? And tell us all what all you have there.
So we've actually got 80 products now, Anisha, which is again, it just came out of nowhere. Just love it. We have school bags. We have magnets, which I personally love. We've got Tack magnets now. I think they're not on the website, but they'll be going up soon. I'm just so happy with the quality and the actual illustration, the pose of Tack the Hurler and that magnet. We've got the ball, which is called Slither, and the hurley stick for the game hurling. Plus, we have bookmarks, stickers,
Wow.
pin buttons. Have a look on the website. If you like a character, there's a lot of merch attached to that character. And what it does
Yeah.
is that it reiterates the message that the character says. For example, Tack the Hunter tackles fear as well. So each time you're buying a product for the child, it's reiterating the message and creating this connection bond with the character, and makes it easier for the child to deal with their social emotional learning.
Yeah.
So all the 28 characters have an SEL value, meaning social emotional learning value, attached to it as well. So it's a very powerful brand. I've yet to come across it. Kind of mixture between Sesame Street and a Walt Disney, if you want to mix, close, but it still stands on its own. So we're hoping that in a couple of years' time, you'll see it on TVs as well. Yeah, so we have a lot of merch on the website, and there's more coming up.
Yeah, quite exciting, definitely. Talking about seeing G&A soon on TV, I was watching your videos from the MIPCOM. So tell us about it. What exactly is it, and how was your experience? You did mention in your chats that you did find the experience professionally beneficial as well as personally enriching. So tell us about it.
Yeah, so the MIPCOM came on the back end of us being the wild card for the finals up in Richard Branson's Whoop competition, and
Uh-huh.
that again was completely accidental. I did not think we'll reach semi-final. I thought it was a brand for this region, but as somebody pointed out to me, kids have emotions all over the world. It's not just for people up in the Middle East. So it became suddenly very international. And on that back end, we went to MIPCOM in Cannes, and we got special featured over there, which was great to, I suppose, great to have in that as a startup kind of a concept idea. And to this day, they're great supporters of the brand. So maybe we could take a few questions as well. Here we go. Anisha's
Yeah,
back.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying about MIPCON. It was a great experience, Anisha, and while you settle down, I can talk a bit more about that. And it put us on the international map. There were quite a few big name celebrities who put their name behind the Wadi Tribe. And you can probably see it on our social media, on Facebook as well. We have a nice following on that, where there was something about the brand. You know, when you create something, you just know it's bigger than yourself, because every time people want to know about the Wadi tribe, they see themselves as part of it before I even go into details. And I know, I think that's a good sign that the brand is going to be much bigger than oneself. And just to come back to the merch point as well, our merchandise up is in duty free, and we're hoping that we'll get into travel retail by next year in a lot of duty frees.
Wow, great. I'm sorry. I think I had dropped out in between. I had a
Not to
technical
worry,
glitch.
go ahead. Yeah, we kept on chatting away, so ask away.
Good, good, good. So, lastly, what's coming up? What can we look forward to in addition to all the already exciting stuff you do? You mentioned yesterday on our first chat about augmented reality. So, please tell us about that in detail.
So, besides the augmented reality, like this particular book has lesson plans. So, if a school is looking to get the books in bunch, I think there's a minimum quantity. You can get in touch via the website. You get the lesson plans free as well. They've been developed by our SEL team plus teachers as well. So, would highly recommend you to look at it. We've done the all the hard work for the teachers. I know they're kind of overworked as it is. The augmented reality, we're in development of that, so it will take the book into an interactive level for kids. So we feel quite strongly that it would bring the message of social emotional learning much more powerfully to a child. So what's going to happen is that we will have an app, and once you put the app on a particular character, the character will come alive and it'll be animated. And we're going to have tattoo stickers to go with it as well. Very, very excited about that.
Yeah, we look forward to that too. So that's the end of questions from my side. We have audience watching live. So this is the time. If anybody has a question, please put it on comments and we'll take it up. If anyone wants to ask something, say something.
So while we're waiting for the questions, if you are an author over there, and or you have young budding author, there's no age to become an author. You can be an author at the age of 6. I definitely know certain kids who have. Do give it a go. If you need any help, get in touch with us. Like I said, we have an imprint called the Matte Pencil, which we use to publish books for our clients. So Prajeet has written interactive AI, such an answer concept waiting eagerly. I
Yep.
know we're very, very excited about it, Prajeet. It's a long and slow process, but we're hoping to push it and create something of great quality for the books. So how will an
Yes.
AI book look like? Prajeet, the AI book, it would basically the same as this. There's nothing different. And what's going to happen is that once you put an app, say, for example, over this character, this will come alive. So you will, even if you've bought the book and the app comes later, or the AI, the augmented reality comes later, it will, you'll still be able to use it as well. So it's not actually AI, it's augmented reality. AI would be artificial intelligence, so it's slightly different.
So you have to hover your device over the book characters and they come to life, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it could be your iPad, your smartphone, your iPhone or your Androids.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. You were saying something before the question came in.
Um, so yeah, we're just talking about the lesson plans and the books as well. So if you want, you can order the books from the website as well, and they are available as ebooks on Amazon. But if you get it from the website, you can get a signed copy. Do leave the name of the person you want to get the book signed to in the comments. I find that the kids love signed copies or a person's
Yeah.
message in the book, and a lot of the time they get so fascinated they've actually talked to the author or there's a personal copy coming from the author as well. It just
Yeah,
takes the book to the next level. I
of
think they
course.
hold on to the book for the rest of their life. It becomes a memory, a very powerful memory for them as well. And there's
Yeah.
lots of bookmarks as well that go freebies through the website.
Yeah. So your books are available only through the Wadi Tribe website?
Yeah, so because of the COVID, we've gone e-commerce, and I think to Muscat, it takes 4 to 5 working days, if not less than that, for the books to arrive over there. We've got a really good shipping company who have been brilliant during the whole COVID-19 as well.
Hmm. Okay. So it's not on Amazon or any other platform, right?
The ebooks are on Amazon. You can order the print version on Amazon. The only thing is that the quality will be slightly different to the one that I've printed.
Okay.
It's black and white inside rather than the colored pictures, and the paper will be slightly thin as well. I don't think you can color in that. You can give it a go, and you won't have the spot UV as well. But I mean,
Okay.
it's available
So
over
does
there as
that
well.
mean Amazon prints their own copies? Is that how
Yeah.
it that works?
So Amazon do print on demand and they do ebooks.
Hmm. You want to take this question?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but yeah, of course I do. Your daughter is, I remember Sana. In fact, I have some pictures of Sana as well. She came on the radio and we
Wow.
sat in the entrance, the lobby of Grand Hyatt. She's a lovely, lovely girl, very creative girl herself as well. So say hi Sana to you. And yeah, I remember giving a signed copy as well. I hope she's writing her own stories now as well. And does she have all the G&A books yet or not? Really nice to hear from you after that. And Sana, give my regards and love to her and tight hugs, tight hugs.
So yeah, I was asking you. The ebooks are available on Amazon. Yeah, you were telling me how Amazon prints their own copies.
Yeah, so Amazon would have print on demand and they would have ebooks. And
Okay.
we have an extended distribution with Amazon as well, which means that
Okay.
places like in USA, there's
Hmm.
printed copies available in certain bookshops as well. But predominantly, we are e-commerce. Like I said, we are getting into travel retail. The books are in duty free, Dubai duty free. They
Hmm.
were in Oman duty free as well, Muscat duty free for the
Hmm.
W. Hisman, but I'm not sure if they still have any copies left or not.
W.H. Smith. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, my one question I wanted to ask was that what is the best place to leave a review? I'm sure Goodreads would have your listing already, so
Yeah.
that, and Amazon also we will be able to leave reviews because the ebooks are there.
Look, listen, if you can leave the review, you can copy and paste it to all of them. The website, Goodreads, and Amazon would
Yeah.
really, really appreciate it because
Yeah.
as authors, that's what really keeps us going as
Of course.
well. Not just authors, I know on Amazon reviews are very important. I shop after looking at the reviews as well. So
Yeah.
if you could leave reviews over there and just keep follow us on Instagram. It's the Wadi Tribe _ and the Wadi Tribe on Facebook as well, because sometimes we do free ebook offers. So it opens up
Yeah.
the book offers if you've got unlimited Kindle, you can read the books and then leave a review over there as well. So keep follow us on the Wadi Tribe. There's lots more exciting stuff happening.
So, your profile and the Wadi Tribe both are tagged on all the posts made by the Oman Book Lovers Club on Facebook group, Facebook page, and Instagram. So, for all the members and the audience, they can directly access your handle and the profile and the Wadi Tribe page and the website from our post because everything has been tagged there. So that's the reason, since you were so kind to share a couple of books with me, I did share with a few members and have requested members to share reviews because you've been kind to share free copies with us. So that's why I wanted to ask what is the
That's
best way?
good, Tanisha.
Amazon, Goodreads, and the website, and of course the social media.
That's good to get that. Thank you so much for that, Anisha. Now, Kami, I'm going to put you on the spot. The second book that you're holding, it actually was in the finals for, I think, People's Choice Award as well.
Oh,
Do you want
wow.
to give a go and pronounce The Adventures of Chi and what? Because the kids have such a blast trying to pronounce that name,
The
the title.
island, the Adventures of Chi and Day in Ishkra Bochra.
Very good. That's it.
That's what I said. I was reading
Yes.
it and I was enjoying saying each word the names of characters, the names of places, the names of the transport, everything. It's
Yeah,
amazing.
lovely,
Ishra
isn't it?
Bochra.
Well, we've got Shaquille over here as well. Shaquille is actually
Yeah.
Sana's dad. So good to see you as well. Oh, Maureen's over here. Maureen's my amazing mother-in-law. She's actually joining us from Dublin in Ireland. So you've got a bit of international audience over there, Nisha, now as well.
Hello,
So thank
Maureen.
you.
Thank you for joining. Thanks a lot. Uh, Abida also added thanks. She's awaiting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So Abda, you can probably get all the books on the website. Do let me know. And I'd love to sign them for Sana as well.
great. So, anything else from the audience? Any comments, questions, or else we will be ready to start wrapping up. It has been really wonderful, Sanya. I really enjoyed the conversation and getting to know a lot more about the characters, about the journey.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
yeah, thanks.
one last thing, Anisha, that I would love to leave the audience with as well. Do encourage your kids with imagination. I think kids are natural storytellers. You just have to see the amount of stories they come up with to get out of school or homework and stuff like that. You know, I came up with lots of stories in my childhood, I know for sure. But do encourage imagination. Let that tap, once it's unopened, remain unopened as well, because like I said before as well, I'll reiterate it, imagination leads to innovation, creativity, and creativity leads to innovation, which leads us to economic growth. It is very, very important for a young generation to be able to have a world of imagination that they live in. So that is the magic word, imagination. If you could encourage your kids for that. And I'm hoping out of this, we'd see a lot of young authors as well, coming out in all different languages.
Yeah. You're welcome, Matt, and thank you so much for joining, Matt, and following the conversation. All right, then. So, thank you so much, Sanya, for taking the time to join us. It has been an absolute delight talking to you. So, and thank you everyone else for joining us. Please tune in to the next episode where we will talk to an Omani author, Amar Al Naimi, who writes fantasy fiction for young adults. He will chat with us on November 17th at 6 p.m.
Thanks
So,
for having
thank
me,
you all.
Anisha. And
Thank you
thanks to
so
the
much.
Oman Book Lovers Club. So best of luck with everything.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a good day.
Bye. Bye, everyone.